Hello everyone, and welcome to a fun ranking video here at Heroes of the Crease, Goaltending Museum and Memorabilia Limited. Now today, we're going to rank the designs of every single Upper Deck Young Guns rookie or Young Guns card ever made. This goes from 1990-91 up to the template design for 2021-22. When it comes to the design, what we are rating is the design as well as your average condition as it comes out of the pack. That's the main two categories we're looking at when it comes to it. Of course, it's a personal opinion. My opinion may not match yours. So be sure to note in the comments what your favorite and least favorite designs are for Upper Deck Young Guns rookie cards. What we're not looking for or considering when we're grading these is, first of all, the rookie class. Some rookie classes are stronger than others, but of course we're looking at the designs of the cards themselves. What we're also not looking at are values. I don't care if it's a 10-cent card or a $2,000 Young Guns card. All comes down to, at the end of the day, is design. As well, we're not looking at parallels of the Young Guns cards. So we're not looking at acetates, clear cuts, canvas, French, you name it, unless it is the exclusive Young Guns within a set. For example, 2010-11 had a French version of the product where all the Young Guns were French. In that case, that's fair game. Same thing, 99-2000, where there was the Young Guns as well as the Gold Reserve Young Guns, which, again, two separate products, identical design, but just subtle difference. So, let's get started with our tier, my friends. All right. So, let's start off with 1990-91 Upper Deck Young Guns. The very first year for them. So, the notable rookies coming out of it were Sergei Fedorov, Pavel Bure, and Peter Bondra. So, when it comes to design, very simple design. Matches up very identically with the actual base set itself. Just with the little Young Guns logo in the bottom right there, which sets it apart from the base. It's simple. It's nice. Is it earth-shattering? Absolutely not. Is it terrible? No way. It's a nice, clean, timeless design for the Upper Deck Young Guns that we still associate with the product today. Let's see what it ranks in our books. As you can see, we gave it a C rank. Main reason being is it's not a particularly standout design. It blends in very much with the base set. However, its iconic nature as well as its simple effectiveness makes it right there as a C for us. Next up on our tier list today is 1991-92 Upper Deck Young Guns. So there's only really two notable players in there, being Nicholas Lidstrom and Vladimir Konstantinov. So what I like about this design is it's still very identical to the base set, similar to the previous years. However, this time Young Guns was stapled right along the bottom, so it was really telling you what you were pulling at the time. Like, this is a Young Guns. It's not just the base set. So I particularly like it. It's simple, but it hits a special spot for me right there. Let's see what we rank it as. So we ranked 1991-92 Upper Deck Young Guns with an A rank. So moving on up, we now look at the 1992-93 Upper Deck Young Guns design. So this is the first year where the design was drastically different from the base set. Bottom of the card was color-coded to match the teams, which is a nice touch that a lot of future Young Guns editions actually had. That's a nice thing. However, it was a little bit more plain, a little bit more bland. The Young Guns logo wasn't too exciting. Of course, for me, my first ever hockey card that I ever had was a Dixon Ward Young Guns from that set. So, of course, that hits a little bit of nostalgia for me. And of course, your notable Young Guns in that set were Roman Hamrlik, Martin Straka, Scott Niedermayer, Alexei Kovalev, and Teemu Solani. So it's a good little grouping over there. Let's see what we rank this one at. So as you can see, despite some of that personal nostalgia, we rank 92-93 Upper Deck Young Guns with a D rank. So from there, Upper Deck took a 2-year hiatus from releasing new Young Guns cards, as all rookies were just incorporated into sets from that point. However, Young Guns came back in 1995-96 as part of Upper Deck's Collector's Choice product. It, in my opinion, is a natural precursor to what Young Guns rookies would become, as they are so drastically different from the rest of the set and incorporate their own unique designs. Does it work? That's left to be determined. It feels like the beginnings of something that will become eventually very great. But at this point, wasn't exactly there just yet. Some of your notable young guns from the 95-96 Collector's Choice set include Saku Koivu, Daniel Alfredson, Shane Doan, Ed Jovanovski, and Damon Langkow. Let's take a look at what we rank it as. So as you can see, 95-96 Upper Deck Young Guns gets a D rank. So moving on from there, in 1996-97, Upper Deck continued the Young Guns within the Collector's Choice product. So this year they tried something new. They brought in a nice foil style to it, which is really, really cool. Something that stands out, it's a little bit different. Downside to that, of course, even in foily cards today, a lot of corner imperfections, a lot of edge imperfections, which really affect gradability with it if that's something you are after. On top of that, the Young Guns logo itself seems rather juvenile by today's standards, and definitely, in my opinion, the weakest of the lot. One of the few misses for Young Guns. And of course, some of the notable Young Guns to come out of that: Jerome McGinley, Jose Theodore, Roman Turek, Brian Berard, and Marc Denis. Let's see what we rank it as. So this one gets one of the few Fs for Young Guns design, for all the reasons we mentioned earlier. So after that particular year of Young Guns, Upper Deck once again took a 2-year break from releasing any type of Young Guns, as once again, rookies were either incorporated as part of the base set or as the Program of Excellence cards that were very popular at the time. Young Guns were back in 99-2000. However, that year there was a nice interesting split in product. Upper Deck had their regular Series 1 on one hand, / Series 2, and Upper Deck also had Gold Reserve, which was identical in design in almost every way, except had a nice little gold shiny hue to it on the front of the card. Young Guns were also released in the regular and in the Gold Reserve version. So your main Young Guns in that set weren't particularly plentiful. You had the two Sedin brothers, Daniel and Henrik, Roberto Luongo, and of course Patrick Stefan, if you can call him notable. Design, nice and clean. In my opinion, they were trying something really different. It worked for me. The regular one was nice. The Gold Reserve had something particularly extra to it. One of my personal favorite Young Gun designs of all time. Let's see how they rank. As you can see, we gave the regular Young Guns an A rank, and the Gold Reserve version an S rank. So in 2000-2001, the Upper Deck Young Guns checklist exploded for the first time, where now it was split among 2 series and the names were now numerous, beginning the trend of what still continues to this day. So let's talk about some of the notable rookies that are in there. So this is where also value starts to now rise for the Young Guns. Some of your notable names in there include Marion Gaborik, Justin Williams, Rick DiPietro, Marty Turco, and Danny Heatley. So the design, that's another story altogether. It's simple, it tries some unique things with that little starburst thingy on the left side. However, my personal problem with it has to do with the fact of how much the design overpowers the athlete on the card itself. You lose, in my opinion, about 1/3 of the card's space to the Upper Deck design of the Young Guns, which, in my opinion, does take away some of the aesthetics of the design. Let's see what we rank it as. As you can see, we ranked the 2000-2001 Young Guns design a D. So in 2001-2002, Upper Deck Young Guns obviously continued. However, once again, it tried something different. So Series 1 had one design and had silver highlights on the bottom for the foil parts of the card. Series 2 had a retail and a hobby version, each of which had a different player of the athletes on it, so it added some confusion, particularly with your Pavel Datsyuk Young Guns, which is the most notable in Series 2 there. Additionally, the Series 2 Young Guns had blue foil highlights versus the silver of the Series 1. However, both were quite flashy, and they addressed the problem of the 2000-2001 design, where now the Young Guns at the bottom didn't overpower the athlete. Rather, it was a rather clean and very, in my opinion, timeless design for Young Guns that still stands out to this day. Some of your notable Young Guns in there include Ilya Kovalchuk, Ilya Brizgalov, Eric Cole, Pavel Datsyuk, and Ty Conklin. It is, however, to be noted that the Pavel Datsyuk Young Gun is very, very common with a top edge chip. So very, very rare to get one in good condition. So conditions are kind of mixed with that product. Let's see what we rank it as. As you can see, we gave 2001-2002 Young Guns a B rank. Main reason is that one of your top Young Guns is very rare to get in good condition, and also there was some confusion with the hobby retail photo variations in the blue and silver foil. So in 2002-2003, Young Guns once again continued, this time with a very, very different design from the previous year. So for 2002-2003, what Upper Deck did was they took a shot of the player at the forefront of the card. They then had a silhouetted version of where the photo originally came from, right behind the player. A lot of white space around it. Young Guns very pronounced at the very top. In terms of design, what do I think? I think it's very, very plain. I like the idea of the player being front and center in it, which is pretty cool. However, a lot of dead white space around the top and the bottom there. Doesn't really make it stand out as an immortal design. Of course, that's not to say it's not a nice card. We're not saying that whatsoever. It's just that it's not the best. Some of your notable Young Guns in there, split between Series 1 and 2, include Rick Nash, Henrik Zetterberg, Ryan Miller, Jason Spezza, and Tim Thomas. Let's see what we rank it as. As you can see, we gave 02-03 Young Guns a C rank in design. With a great rookie class on their hands, 2003-2004 Upper Deck Young Guns more than impressed in my personal opinion. Though it was top-heavy with Series 1 being way, way better than Series 2, the design was, in my opinion, again, one of Upper Deck's greatest Upper Deck Young Guns designs. They took the best part of 02-03 Young Guns, which was that background silhouette, and used it near the bottom, and melded it, in my opinion, with the 01-02 bottom Young Gun styling. The mesh of the two was fantastic. This forms one of the best Young Guns designs, in my personal opinion. Some of your notable Young Guns in there include Marc-Andre Fleury, Eric Stahl, Patrice Bergeron, Dustin Brown, and of course, rounded out with Ryan Kessler as your main Young Guns in Series 2. Let's see what we rank it as. As you can see, we gave 2003-2004 Upper Deck Young Guns an S rank, one of their best designs in our opinion. So in 2004-2005, there was a lockout in the NHL, which meant that Upper Deck had to get creative with their Young Guns checklist. The design itself of 2004-2005 was very, very simple, a clear sign of a lockout that was taking place and a limited number of products that were coming out that year. Wasn't really much in the way of notable Young Guns rookies, as the only two real rookies in there were Brad Fast and Brennan Evans. However, the main collectible Young Guns in there were the Legends Young Guns, which included names, not even bad names, such as Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Patrick Waugh, and Gordie Howe. Can't get wrong with pulling any of those. The design itself, like I said, very simplistic, doesn't really live on in infamy. Let's see how it ranks. As you can see, we gave 04-05 Young Guns a D rank. The return from the 2004-2005 NHL lockout brought an insane rookie class to the table, and one of Upper Deck's most iconic Young Guns designs that became associated with Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin in particular. Design itself needs no explanation, very clean, very interesting. It's one of Upper Deck's finest Young Guns designs of all time. Not much more to say beyond that. Some of your notable Young Guns, among a long list of notable Young Guns in 05-06, include Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, Henrik Lundqvist, Cam Ward, Ryan Getzlaf, Jeff Carter, Corey Perry, and the list goes on and on. It was a very good rookie year. It was a very good design. Let's see how it ranks. As you can see, 05-06 Young Guns achieved an A rank in our books. After the huge hit that was 05-06 Upper Deck Young Guns, 06-07 had to come out and make an impression. Unfortunately, the design itself wasn't as intricate as 05-06. However, it was still color-coded to match the team's players. It was still a nice design, not as flashy, however. Notable Young Guns in this product were numerous, though there were also very many unremarkable ones, to put it nicely. Some of your notable ones include Phil Kessel, Evgeny Malkin, Alexander Radulov, Shea Weber, Jordan Stahl, Paul Stastny, and Andrei Kopitar. Let's see how we rank this year. The design of 2006-2007 Upper Deck Young Guns gets a B grade from us. 2007-2008 saw Upper Deck once again try a new design, which is always commendable. However, in my opinion, this is probably the second weakest of the designs. Why? Two main reasons. One, condition issues were aplenty coming out of it, with the foil on the front often being chippy coming out of the pack, lots of rear edge imperfections as well. Secondly, the player names were actually quite difficult to read pulling it fresh out of the pack. Oftentimes you'd have to angle it a certain way just to kind of identify them if you couldn't off the top of your head. Otherwise, the photography is clean, the design isn't clunky. However, this is probably the second weakest Upper Deck Young Guns design in my personal opinion. Notable Young Guns that came out of this product are Tuukka Rask, Carey Price, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, and Yaroslav Halak, among several others. Let's see how we rank it. As you can see, we gave the design of the 07-08 Young Guns an E rank. Next up on our list is the 2008-2009 Upper Deck Young Guns series. So this one had a very interesting design in that they went for a very Baroque style ornate design on it, as well as color coding the bottom of the card to the team. Very interesting. A little bit too ornate, perhaps, in my personal opinion, and condition issues were quite plenty. Tried something new. It was nice, but certainly not our favorite. Some of your most notable Young Guns from this set include Steven Stamkos, Semyon Varlamov, Claude Giroux, Jacob Voracek, and Alex Pietrangelo. Let's see how it stacks up. We give 2008-2009 Upper Deck Young Guns design a C rank. Now next up was the 2009-2010 Young Guns series, and I'm a rather big fan of this design. In my eyes, it looked like a spiritual successor to the 02-03 Young Gun design in that it had the sideways angling of the frames around it. However, this time we got a good focus of the players still in action. Negative space was utilized quite well on the design as a whole. The Young Guns was nice and pronounced in silver. It was a nice design. Not as iconic as some others for sure, but still, very nice design. Some of your most notable Young Guns split among Series 1 and 2 include John Tavares, Victor Hedman, Brad Marchand, Braden Holtby, and Erik Karlsson. Let's see how this Young Guns design stacks up in our opinion. We give 2009-10 Upper Deck Young Guns a B rank in design. Now we are on to 2010-11 Upper Deck Young Guns. So this was a particular year where there was a French product and an English product. So while the designs were identical between, of course all the writing became French. So Upper Deck Young Guns in the English version and Jeune Lanceur they had for the French version. As for the design, very reminiscent of the 08-09 style in that there's still a lot of Baroque influence in it. However, it's a little bit less busy, though maybe the simplicity isn't as nice with it. The English version definitely is still a solid design. The French, while identical, the writing itself is still so overpowering on the design of the front of the card in terms of the Young Guns logo. So the French does go down a rank in our books. Some of your most notable Young Guns in this year's set includes Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, Tyler Seguin, Nazem Kadri, and Robin Lehner, to name but a few. Let's see how these two stack up in our eyes. So 2010-11 Young Guns, the English version gets an identical ranking to 08-09 with a C rank. The French goes down to a D rank, however, because of that incredibly busy Young Guns logo on the bottom. Next up, we move on to 2011-12 Upper Deck Young Guns. So this time they simplified the design. They took away the color coding, they took away some of the Baroque inspiration, they took away the funny angles, and they made it simpler. Bottom of the cards were all in grayscale. However, simple is not necessarily a bad thing. Gray worked well on the design. The Young Guns logo, though simple, was nice and elegant. In our opinion, a pretty solid design. Some of your most notable Young Guns in this product include Gabriel Landeskog, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Mika Zibanejad, Adam Henrique, and Mark Scheifele. The one thing to note, if you do buy a box, make sure you go for Series 1. Series 2 does not have a particularly strong Young Guns checklist, so you're warned. Let's see how it stacks up. We give 2011-12 Young Guns a B rank in design. Now we're on to 2012-13 Upper Deck Young Guns. So 2012-13 was a partial lockout year, which meant that Upper Deck only released one series. The design, to put it bluntly, is not very good. In my personal opinion, it is the third weakest Young Guns design of all time. It's a bit of a hodgepodge design. The young part of the Young Guns is alright. The guns is a direct rip of the Star Wars letter font. Too much white space. Just, it doesn't work. Having said that, the checklist isn't that bad. Since the time of that set being released, a lot of the players on there have since panned out as solid NHLers who are still around to this day. Some of your most notable ones include Chris Kreider, Jaden Schwartz, Jake Allen, Mark Stone, and Torrey Krug, among others. Let's see how the design stacks up in our eyes. 2012-13 Young Guns gets an E in design. We are not a fan at Heroes of the Crease. In 2013-14, Upper Deck was back to 2 series of Upper Deck Young Guns, and this particular design we are a huge fan of here at Heroes of the Crease. What it did was it took the simplicity of 11-12, which we rather enjoyed, and they added a bit of showcase, a little bit of flair to it, and really put a focus on the Young Guns design. In our opinion, it worked fantastically. It is a very visually appealing set. Some of your most notable Young Guns in there, and there are a lot of very notable Young Guns split between Series 1 and 2, include, but are not limited to, Nathan MacKinnon, Nikita Kucherov, Filip Grubauer, Vladimir Tereshchenko, and Tom Wilson. Let's see what we rank the 2013-14 Upper Deck Young Guns design. 2013-14 Upper Deck Young Guns is an A rank all day. 2014-15 Upper Deck Young Guns was now in 2 series, and this was also the first year where there were SP Authentic Update rookies included as well. The Young Guns logo is quite pronounced and visible, and the blue still makes it visually pop out from the rest of the card. Only area I'm not a particular fan of is that very bottom blue line on each of the cards, where it kind of reminds me of a defective television where you have like a whole bottom that's not working properly. Having said that, it's still a solid design where when you see it, you automatically associate it with one of the many fantastic rookies that are in the 2014-15 rookie crop that have since blossomed into very solid NHLers. Some of your most notable Young Guns in this huge list of notable Young Guns include Leon Draisaitl, Andrei Vasilevsky, Jordan Binnington, Aaron Ekblad, Johnny Gaudreau, and David Pasternak. Keep in mind, if you're after 14-15 Series 2, even a blaster box of that will run you close to $100 if you can find it. Let's see where 14-15 Upper Deck Young Guns fits on our tier list. 2014-15 Young Guns gets a B from us. So 2015-16 was one of the most hyped hockey years in recent memory, as a young kid named Connor McDavid was the first overall pick of the Edmonton Oilers and was sure to be a huge hit in the hobby. As a result, Young Guns' design had to match, and it certainly did. So 2015-16 Young Guns came out in 2 series, and just like the previous year, there was also an SP Authentic Update series of the Young Guns as well. Boasts a grayscale design on the bottom. Nice and simple, nice and elegant. It worked very, very well in our opinion. Condition was also pretty solid coming out of the gate as well on average. Some of your most notable Young Guns in the product include Connor McDavid, as we mentioned before, Artemi Panarin, Jack Eichel, Connor Hellebuyck, Dylan Larkin, and Max Domi, just to name a few. Let's see where this stacks up on our list. 2015-16 Upper Deck Young Guns gets an A rank. In 2016-17, hockey collectors were spoiled with another year of fantastic rookies coming out of the gate. 2016-17 Young Guns is the natural successor to 15-16, once again featuring in 2 series, as well as an SP Authentic update for a handful of Young Guns. So the design of this one, in my eyes, would be like if 2014-15 and 2015-16 collided at light speed and created this meld of the two, where it still has a lot of the interesting elements of 15-16 and a lot of the blue parts of the 14-15. It's a nice, solid, a little bit simpler design than 15-16. Visually, it's not as complicated, but it works well, and once again, just because of the names included in that set, when you see that design, automatically your brain goes to those. Some of your most notable Young Guns in that series, and once again, it's a huge list, but some of your most notable include Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Patrick Laine, Sebastian Aho, Braden Point, Matthew Tkachuk, Anthony Mantha, and many, many more. Let's see where 16-17 ranks on our top list of all time. The 16-17 design achieves a B rank from us. So 2017-18 saw a rookie class that wasn't as strong as the prior two seasons. However, Young Guns must go on. So the design this time around suffered from a lot of the same problems that I alluded to when it came to 2000-2001 Young Guns, where a lot of the design overtakes the focus of the player, where once again it seems like you lose about a third of the usable space to design. Of course, we're not complaining as much, as it is still a well-designed card, has some of the blue elements from 14-15 and 16-17. Young Guns is clear, the player name is clear, design is solid, but again, we lose some of the potential space in there, so it's not as visually appealing as the previous two seasons there. Some of your most notable Young Guns in this product include Charlie McAvoy, Nolan Patrick, Nico Hischier, Alex DeBrincat, Brock Besser, and there are several in the product which still have potential to go up from here, including Aiden Hill, who has just potentially achieved a starter role in San Jose, and Alex Nedeljkovic, who is likely going to be getting Detroit's starting role, so keep an eye out for those to potentially rise. Let's see where this particular Young Guns design falls on our rank of the best. 2017-18 Young Guns gets a C rank on our list. 2018-19 Young Guns came along and didn't really change the design overly much from the prior season there. Young Guns logo is fairly similar to the previous seasons. We lose some of the blue and a lot of that lost space is regained. Design itself is quite comparable. Doesn't really do too many things to change up a solid formula. Of course, it came out in two series, Series 1, Series 2, and there was the SP Authentic update as well. Some of your most notable Young Guns in the 18-19 year included, but are not limited to, Elias Pettersson, Rasmus Dahlin, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, Andrei Svechnikov, Carter Hart, and Brady Tkachuk. Let's see where it falls in our rank. As it didn't diverge too much from the 17-18 design, 2018-19 maintains a C rank. We're getting closer to the end. 2019-20 Upper Deck Young Guns once again changed the design. They went back to a more simple and elegant style, a little bit more in line with the 2016-17 style. This time you don't lose as much of the space, the usable space that is, where the athlete is pictured. This time the card is tastefully designed, Young Guns very clear on the front, a little bit of wispy blues and whites on the bottom. Works very well in the design as a whole, in my opinion. Some of your most notable Young Guns in the product include Jack Hughes, Quinn Hughes, Elvis Merzlikins, Kirby Dach, Cale Makar, Capo Caco, and Igor Shesterkin in the SP Authentic Update series. Let's see where 2019-20 falls in our master list of rank. 2019-20 Upper Deck Young Guns achieves an A rank in design from us. So 2020-21 Upper Deck Young Guns is an anomaly compared to many prior seasons. The pandemic threw everything out of whack when it came to production of anything, much less hockey cards. So with the NHL starting later, Upper Deck still had to release its products, meaning there were lots of players in there that never actually debuted in the NHL, even as of the end of the 2020-21 season. The design itself is unique. It's a step in a different direction from where it previously has been. Has a nice bottom right Young Guns logo there with a little galaxy type of design, if you'll put it that way. It's quite attractive. It's nice. One thing of note that came out of the 2020-21 Upper Deck Young Guns and the base set as well is there were condition issues coming out of the factory that were quite notable, which included rounded corners that came out as a result of the production process, which a lot of fans weren't a fan of. Again, everyone wants sharp corners, which makes sense. So that is something to keep an eye out for if you do buy the product, and that does take away some of the rank from our books. The Young Guns checklist, tough to say where it will go from here. It's only been a few months. Some guys haven't even debuted yet. It came out in 2 series plus an extended series, so kind of 3 series there. Some of your notable names as of right now include Alexis Lafreniere, Vitek Vanacek, Connor McMichael, Kirill Kaprizov, Tim Stützle, and Dylan Cousins. Who's to say that other names from there won't one day become stars and superstars? It's just too early to say right now who else is really notable amongst them. Let's see where we rank it on our list as we get closer to the end. While we are a fan of the design of the Young Guns for 2020-21, the common condition issues, as mentioned before, takes away a rank, as it is something we do consider in ranking the design of the cards. So as a result, it is a B. And finally, we end off this ranking video by looking at the mock-up design of the 2021-22 Upper Deck Young Guns series, which is yet to release. Keep in mind, we're rating it as a mock-up exclusively. We know there's going to be foil and whatever other enhancements on them before they come out. But based on what we see, that's what the rank is going to be. So, we don't know the release date yet. We don't know the full checklist yet. Design itself, solid. As it is, it's nothing particularly special, though we are sure that the foil highlights will add something to it. Hopefully the dark side doesn't affect condition, as traditionally a lot of the Upper Deck products which have a dark edge ends up with edge imperfections, corner imperfections coming out of the packs, but too early to say. As for the rookie class coming out of it, there's a lot of carryover from this year that debuted and didn't get a rookie card. Off the top of my head, your two most notable ones that will be coming pretty much right out of the gate are Cole Caulfield for Montreal and Jeremy Swayman, who's likely going to be the starter in Boston coming up this season. And possibly Spencer Knight of the Panthers may have a Young Guns, and Quinton Byfield may be Joe Velino for Detroit, who was quite a hyped prospect a few years back, and now he's finally getting his shot in the NHL. Let's see where the 2021-22 Young Guns mock-up makes the list. The 2021-22 Upper Deck Young Guns mock-up design gets a C rank as is. Of course, this is bound to change based on the final design coming out of the gate. And let's take a look back at the list to see some of those highlights. So in our company's eyes, the top two Young Guns designs of all time are the 1999-2000 Upper Deck Gold Reserve Young Guns, as well as the 2003-2004 Young Guns design. And rounding the very bottom of the pack is the 1996-97 Collector's Choice Young Guns design. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching this breakdown of designs for every single Upper Deck Young Guns card from 1990-91 all the way to the 21-22 season's mock-up. Do you agree? Do you disagree with some of them? Do you perhaps have a favorite and least favorite design of your own? Share it in the comments down below. Please like the video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We enjoy making content for all of you. Until next time, my friends, have yourselves an excellent day.